Welcome to another episode of Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. Today's MVS will feature an in-depth tour and full test drive of the newly refreshed 2017 Ford Escape SE. So let's go ahead and get this review underway.
The Escape was released for the 2001 model year as a compact crossover vehicle. It was based off of the Ford CD2 platform, which was also shared with the Mercury Mariner and the Mazda Tribute. The Escape has been through 3 generations, with the current 3rd generation debuting for 2013. This time, the Escape is built off of the Global C platform, which is used for the identical Ford Kuga in Europe, as well as the current Ford Focus and Ford C-Max. The C-Max replaces the Escape Hybrid. The SE trim is the second out of 3 trim levels available. For 2017, the Escape also receives quite a few cosmetic and technological updates. The Escape is 178.1 inches long, stands 66.3 inches tall, and sits 72.4 inches wide. Today's SE is featured in the lightning blue metallic exterior color. The updated front end includes these automatic halogen reflector headlamps that sit on the sides of a wider front grille that is finished in silver with chrome accents on SE trim. Down below sits 2 fog lamps and a wide center air dam with lower silver accent. In front of the doors sits a small chrome accent over top faux side air extractors. The side mirrors sit inside of color matching caps with black accents. The mirrors themselves are fully powered with upper integrated blind spot mirrors. The mirrors also include a manual fold-away design. The sides also include chrome accenting under the windows, color matching door handles, and a hidden security code keypad that is placed on the driver's door sill. Towards the bottom, you'll find black accenting sitting over top of the wheel wells and on the lower portion of the doors. SE models ride on these standard 17-inch 5 split-spoke, silver-painted aluminum rims wrapped with 235 55R low-rolling resistance tires. The Escape stops by way of a full-wheel anti-lock disc braking system. Advanced track with roll stability control and curve control also come equipped as standard. The tail lamps are reshaped and complete in an incandescent fashion. The rear bumper features silver accenting and dual chrome exhaust outlets. Once inside, you'll find that the Escape's refreshed interior welcomes you to 39.9 inches of headroom, 55.9 inches of shoulder room, 54.5 inches of hip room, and 43.1 inches of leg room. Standard safety features include dual front airbags, front seat mounted airbags, front side curtain airbags, and a driver's knee airbag. Three rear passengers are offered 39 inches of headroom, 55.2 inches of shoulder room, 52.4 inches of hip room, and 37.3 inches of leg room. Rear side curtain airbags are also standard safety equipment. Today's SE is furnished with these cloth-appointed seats featured in the medium light stone color scheme. The driver's seat is 10-way powered, while the passenger seat is manually adjustable. The seats are not overly firm, and they also offer nice side support. The two-tone interior door trim includes a metallic door handle next to your door lock controls, your mirror and window controls, and a door pocket with integrated drink holder. The redesigned two-tone dashboard includes silver accenting throughout. Around the ignition sits an illuminated ice blue ring. The driver sits in front of a 4-piece luminescent gauge cluster that offers an 8,000 RPM tach, a 140 mph speedometer, and gauges for your fuel level and coolant temperature. The top of the cluster includes a colored driver information display that displays the outside temperature, odometer, current gear selection, 2 trip computers with speedometer, individual fuel economy stats, and vehicle timers. The display will also allow you to view vehicle information, your vehicle settings, an animated vehicle diagram, and will also display any urgent vehicle alerts. The driver grabs on to a 4-spoke steering wheel with extension grips at 10 and 2 o'clock. The left spoke includes the driver information display controls, with your cruise controls sitting underneath. The right spoke includes your audio, voice command, and hands-free phone controls. Behind the side spokes are your manumatic shifting paddles. Steering is provided through an electric-assisted, powered rack and pinion system. Off to the left side of the dashboard sits your exterior lighting, interior dimmer, and liftgate release controls. The right column stock make up your front and rear wiper controls. The top of the dashboard on SE models include a storage space that sits in front of the 4.2-inch LCD display screen. The screen is used to access your entertainment settings, which is provided by an AM, FM, CD, and MP3 audio system backed by 6 speakers. Sirius XM satellite radio compatibility is also a standard feature. SE models also come equipped with the Sync voice recognition communication system with Bluetooth connectivity, voice command, 911 assist, and AppLink services. The display will also display any changes made to the climate control settings, the outside temperature, and a clock. The center stack starts off with your CD player slot and all of your audio controls placed in a well-organized fashion, along with the emergency hazards. Also standard on SE models are these automatic dual-zone climate controls. Under them sits the passenger airbag status indicator and the controls for your auto start-stop and traction control overrides. The very bottom of the center stack includes a USB port for your digital media and a 12-volt power outlet, as well as a storage pocket. The shifter is accented by silver inserts and a leather boot at the base. Behind it sits your parking brake control. Off to the right sits a storage pocket and 2 cup holders. The very back includes a much larger storage pocket. The center console includes one large tray, while a much larger compartment sits under it with an additional 12-volt power outlet. The glove compartment of the new Escape is very spacious. A grab bar is placed above both front doors. The sun visors include lighted vanity mirrors and a sliding feature for more coverage. You will also find a place for a pair of glasses and 2 map lamps on the ceiling. Rear passengers have access to 2 air vents, a 12-volt power outlet, a mat pocket on both front seats, and an armrest with 2 integrated cup holders. The rear seats can easily be folded by folding the headrests and then pulling on the lower side lever. The way back of the Escape can carry a standard 34 cubic feet of cargo, while a total 68 cubic feet is available once the rear seats have been folded. Both sides of the cargo area offer storage pockets, while the right side will also offer a 12-volt power outlet and a small cargo light. More storage space can also be found under the floor alongside the spare tire. SE models come equipped with the new 1.5-liter dual overhead cam 16-valve turbocharged EcoBoost 4-cylinder that produces 179 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. This engine makes an EPA estimated 22 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway with four-wheel drive. Power is sent to a 6-speed select-shift automatic transmission with manumatic shifting. Today's SE also includes the optional intelligent four-wheel drive system, while front-wheel drive is the standard drive format. Alright guys, I didn't do an engine note segment because the wind got really loud out there, but you guys will hear some of the engine note from inside the cabin. So let's go ahead and take the 2017 Ford Escape SE out on its road test. The one thing that I kind of want to start off with before I even get into the road test portion is when I'm sitting in the inside of this newly redesigned Escape, I feel like the interior actually brings out a little more of the classic Escape interior, because this being the SE trim, of course you don't have the touchscreen with you know, the MyFord touch in the Sync 3 system, but whereas you have a small display sitting at the top of the dashboard like you do in the second generation Escape, and being that they kind of relocated the shifter down to an actual center console rather than having it up here a little bit higher, I feel like the center console design is also a little bit similar to that of the second generation Escape, with at least two pockets, the larger one being in the back, and then of course the two cup holders, which are placed this way rather than being placed that way, but I see the similarities there. So let's go ahead and head out now. There is a rear view backup camera once it's in reverse. I don't know if it's going to come out, but there is a camera that shows up in the little dashboard display with guidance lines. Now the first thing, actual road test part that I want to make note of, and I'm almost positive I make note of this first on every video, is of course the comfortability of the ride. This Escape so far has not failed me yet when it comes to comfort. Over jitters, it takes jitters pretty well. As you can see, the cabin is also pretty quiet. We've got the same 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that we had in my recent Fusion road test, and that engine is still pretty quiet here. The Escape also comes with the auto start-stop, so if you're at a stop sign or a red light long enough, the engine will shut off to save on your gasoline usage. And of course, once the engine's off, the cabin is dead silent. It just shut off. I must say, auto start stop is a pretty awesome feature. If you don't know your car comes equipped with it, and you happen to have the engine shut off on you, I'm sure your first thought is to kind of panic as to why your engine is no longer running. But once you get used to it, it's actually a really nifty feature. The first car that I test drove that had that feature was that Mercedes, that 2014 or 2015, now I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was the GLA class that had it. I thought that was pretty cool. Now when it comes to the handling, I feel like the handling is pretty easy. Also very responsive. There is a slight firm steering feel, I feel. You don't really have to turn the wheel a whole lot to make nice little easy corners. The sun is probably killing the lighting in this cabin. It is currently 68 degrees out here, and it was actually supposed to rain, so the sun is out in full force. The sky is getting dark here and there. The rain, I'm really surprised, has been holding off, so that's good. The new Escape, I feel like the braking really hasn't changed from the last Escape of this generation that I've driven. The brakes feel pretty strong, very supportive. Engine shut off again. Sometimes it just catches you off guard, regardless of whether you know it's equipped with that or not, so it's a pretty cool feature. Turn off the air conditioning here for a little bit. Can't hear a thing. Now, as far as the performance goes, from what I've experienced here with the time of this Escape that I've had, 1.5, I feel it pulls strong in the Escape. The car still likes to take off pretty nice. They're still doing a bunch of highway construction in the area, so as much as I want to take the car on the highway, I'm not so sure I really want to, so I'm gonna stick to these back roads here. Trust me, I'd like to have it on the highway and just kind of open it up. We do have the select shift on this transmission also. It'll be different to use the shifting paddles. But again, if you don't catch the shifts in time the computer will actually shift it for you. So in some ways I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of having a Manumatic, but we're at 42 miles an hour now. It will let you go into 6th gear at 42. I know with the Fusion, when I tried to shift it into the lowest gear around this speed, it wouldn't let you go any further than 5, so that's actually quite surprising. Put it back into drive, and it looks like it stays in 6 too, so very interesting. That's a nice color on that Escape. It's a really dark blue. The engine sounds good at high RPM. Now, a couple of little quirks that I want to go over briefly that I've noticed is I kind of feel like with this, this is coming from somebody who's been driving an Escape for months now, and coming from a second generation owner. When you look toward the cabin, I love how the new cabin has a nice sloping windshield, and you don't feel like the windshield's like right next to your face. You've got all this space here. I love having that kind of spacious cabin design. Looking at it from this angle, and I don't know, you guys probably won't really notice it a whole lot from the camera's point of view, but because of how it rounds out around like this, it makes it feel like it's not as wide as the second generation Escape. And I know there hasn't been a whole lot that's changed up there at all when they originally redesigned the Escape for the third generation, so that's all pretty much still the same. But I feel like it kind of narrows out a little bit. It makes you feel like this is all a little bit narrower than the second gen. But on the complete opposite note, I usually lay my arm down on the armrest on the door, and I feel like the armrest on this one is not as close to me as the armrest in the second generation. So when I'm holding the wheel in my usual position, I feel like my hand's barely touching the wheel. So that's kind of a little thing there that I've noticed, just coming off of the second generation driving position. I find it to be quite humorous, seeing that it feels like it's narrower up front, but when you're actually sitting here, it's a tad wider. That is irony at its finest. I feel like the second your foot hits the pedal, it does not give you any kind of delayed reaction as far as either keeping up with speed or acceleration. Alright, let's talk about this exterior color. That lightning blue is amazing. You'd have to see it in person to really feel the color, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because the camera, you get, different kind of shutters and the lighting, and no, you got to see the color in person, because it's actually, it's a little bit brighter than the that deep impact blue that I just had on that Fusion. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to see what the lightning blue was going to look like, but the 2017 Escape offers lightning blue, and I'm really, what a great color. Guys, it is finally getting dark out here. I might actually run into that rain after all. Good thing I got most of the exterior shots already taken care of. Turn off the air conditioning and put the window down. See if we can hear some exterior note. The wind's kind of, you know. Engine's off. Too much wind. As far as like rear visibility and stuff, when you're looking like over your shoulder, I don't think the visibility is too bad. Maybe a little on this side when you're looking back at behind you on the left. But the rest of the visibility, looking straight back this way, is actually not bad. Trees are giving me some nice shade, so I hope all the gauge illumination's coming out. I will say firsthand that the nightlife in the Escape is pretty pleasing to the eye. Alright, so I think I've said everything that I could really say about the 2017 Escape thus far. I don't really have any negative marks to say about it. For an SE, I definitely feel like you get a lot of really good options that you don't really have to pay extra for. So I think it's very well furnished. I think it looks great. I love the new redesign that the update, I should say. It hasn't been completely redesigned, but I definitely think it's more of a positive improvement on a car that was already, in my book, pretty awesome. So that concludes my test drive, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. The engine's already off, so we'll just put it in park. You put it in park, it shuts back or turns back on. Yeah, I think we're done here. So thanks for watching this MVS feature on the 2017 Ford Escape SE. And I'll see you guys next time right here on Mike's Vehicle Spotlight.